guys, we are back with our weekly team conference call. You guys know the drill. Let's get going in the chat box down below with your wins for the week, the achievements that you're celebrating, your success stories, your wins, your accomplishments, the things you've overcome, what you're doing in your business that you want to share and celebrate with the rest of us. Now, you guys are, as you know, I've actually been had a bit of a problem with Facebook over the last few weeks because I don't even know why, but this week my phone is charged, so there won't be any battery dying stuff. My phone is also plugged in as a backup. I have shut down all the other computers in the house, so there's no other interference and nothing else downloading or streaming or anything. So I should have a good connection, should have a strong connection, and I should be able to do a full call. But just in case, I'm going to try to keep this call short because I always find that there's a problem around 25 or so minutes. So you guys know what we do. First few minutes of our call, we are just sharing our wins for the week, things that we're celebrating, our achievements and our successes. And I give you guys a couple of minutes to just put that in the chat box below so I could kind of converse with you and we can interact even though we're not physically in the same space. It's nice to just have that, initial few moments. So while you guys are all jumping on the line and typing in your wins, I will share my successes for the week. So these last few weeks, I believe since August, I feel like it's been since August. Coming back from Rep Fest, it was like we just hit the ground running. So much has happened, so much has been going on. Before I forget, please remember to tune in to the Avon Facebook page tomorrow because Kelsey Dinahan and that other girl whose name I can never remember from Pretty Little Liars, I should know this. They're going to be doing a live Facebook Q&A session. So it's going to be your chance to get to chat with a celebrity makeup artist and a celebrity. And they're probably going to be doing makeup tips or something, but it will be live so that you guys can interact. I really like the Facebook Lives that Avon is doing. I think that they're more fun and more interactive. And I like participating in Facebook Live because I feel, it's streaming in real time. Yes, I know there's sometimes a little lag, especially if it's my page, but it's nice to connect with people, kind of come into their living room or bedroom or wherever they're filming from, their little office, and connect across the seas. I mean, we've been doing Avon meetings for years, probably since the beginning of Avon, but the Facebook Live actually allows us to connect with each other, across a great distance. And it's great because you can do it in your pajamas from your house. You can meet up with people in different states and stay in contact that way. But it's just a great opportunity for you to connect with Avon. So don't forget tomorrow at 4 p.m. Facebook Live with Avon USA reps. Hey Anitra and hey Brittany, thanks for joining the call. As usual, as I mentioned, I'm just giving everyone a couple of minutes to get connected to join on the call. So yes, back to my wins. So last week I should say, between this week and last week, I've actually been really trying to work on my blog a little bit more. I have a website, bossladies.com, and I occasionally put information on there. I was trying to do a blog post 3 times a week, and then I said, okay, maybe twice a week is better. And then stuff just gets busy, and I have to be in the writing mindset if I'm going to write. So last week, I guess coming back from Tahiti, still being on Tahiti time, for some reason I could not sleep. So I was up until 2 o'clock every morning. I didn't even feel tired. It wasn't that I couldn't sleep. It's like my clock was just on a different schedule. And I was still getting up at 6 o'clock to go to work. But I found that I was just super productive working overnight because at night I can't do conference calls. I can't call leads. There's no team interaction because you really can't be texting people at midnight, except for that one person, sorry, Dorel, didn't realize what time it was, but she was up. She was working on her business and building her office, so that was great. But I was really able to get a lot done, and I think you guys have been seeing some of the posts I've been posting onto my Facebook page and my Avon business page. So you guys have been seeing some of the fruits of my labor, but I actually have 2 more posts that are on their way that I'm working on, and I took some photos last week. I kind of set up my room so I can get really great photos and use them to post to my blog, so I have good quality photos of some new Avon products that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I took some pictures, I recorded a video, and I'm also going to be working on writing the blog. So these are some products that I'm going to be reviewing. I have the new Avon makeup palette. This is the Makeup Artist palette that's coming out. And I also have the Avon True Color lip gloss. I have some glazeware, and I have some eyeshadow pots. So I'm going to be doing a review, doing some swatches, letting you guys see them and try them out. And well, not try them out, but watch as I try them out. But I'm going to see if I can do this without making a mess. This is the new makeup palette. This sucker is so good for the holidays, and I'm excited about it. Have you guys seen this palette yet? Isn't it awesome? It has so many colors. So at the top, let's see how I can do this without, it has all the little brushes, and every time I open it, I drop them out. But you've got your contouring palette, you've got your blushes, your lip glosses, and you have so many eyeshadows. I was so excited. I am an eyeshadow fiend. I love my shadow. And I got up in here and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many colors. And I was excited about this because I feel like other companies have, there are other companies out there that do a lot of palettes. And if you watch YouTube, there's always a makeup artist who's doing another palette. So I was excited about seeing Avon do a palette. Now, usually around the holidays they come out with a palette, but I think this one has so many more eyeshadows, and the packaging is just so awesome. You see the Avon A, anytime, anywhere, always ask. I just felt that it looked really sophisticated and sleek. So this is not a review video, I'm not going to review, but I just wanted to show you. So I've got some new stuff coming out. So those are the things that I am celebrating for the week. So let's see, guys. You guys are all so quiet. Let's see what you guys are celebrating for these last few weeks, what your achievements and your successes have been, so that we can celebrate with you. And just kind of have that fellowship time, because we don't get to see each other all the time. And as I said when we first started doing these calls, we really do want to take the time to celebrate the achievements and the successes, because those are what are going to motivate you to move forward. Now, this is a really crucial time in the Avon year. We are actually at the end of the year, and we are headed towards Christmas. We're wrapping up the Avon year. Most people are trying to work towards President's Club. That's when you sell $10,000 or more for the year, so that you can earn your gifts and your awards and your prizes, the recognition dinners for next year. So people are really grinding right now, and I think that this is the best time because, as I said in previous videos, people are looking for great products. People don't want to be spending time in the lines at the mall, and with the hassle and the hustle and bustle of the last minute shopping. So for us as representatives, it's a great opportunity for us, because we can help them find amazing products at a really great price. So this is kind of the time that we're in. So I feel like it's super important now to stay connected in your business, because especially around the holidays, other stuff is happening. There are things happening at your job. Your job is usually closing out. I know my job is. There are projects that they want to wrap up before the end of the year. There are going to be parties and events and activities. And this can be a time where you can get distracted by stuff that really is going to help you move forward. So if you let those distractions get to you, then you'll be missing out on being able to celebrate your full potential for the year. So don't lose your momentum, don't lose steam, still stay connected, keep celebrating your achievements, and stay with us so that we could keep moving forward and keep the ball rolling on your path. So, I see some recognition here, some things we want to celebrate. Anitra says that she got a new teammate and some new customers. Great job, Anitra. Yes, she's telling me she got some new online customers, and she did welcome a new teammate to the team and to the Avon company. So great job, Anitra. Hey, Miss Alice, thank you for joining. Miss Alice is also the winner of a raffle that we just did for our team. She actually won both raffles. Lucky lady you. All right, so while you guys keep typing in the things that you're celebrating in the chat box below, I'm going to move forward with the topic that I wanted to discuss with you guys on our conference call today. So today I was kind of trying to think about what I want to talk about and what I wanted to share. And I found this quote, and it says, "It's your duty to aim high in life. You owe it to yourself and to the community in which you live to set a high standard for yourself." And there were some other topics I was thinking of discussing. Yeah, great job, Alice. There were some other topics I was thinking about discussing with you guys today, but that one kind of stuck with me because I feel like a lot of times it's stuff that's just resonating in my life, but I feel like often, or way too often, sorry, I have to adjust this. I feel like it's super high. We sell ourselves short. We accept the norm, and I talk about this all the time, just being complacent with where you are instead of striving to move forward. Sorry. I still can't get rid of like that slightly sick feeling since I got back. New York City cold weather does not agree with me. Tahiti weather is so much better. But anyway, so I like this quote because two things stand out to me. One, you owe it to yourself. Like I said, we sell ourselves short. We don't give ourselves the credit that we deserve. Sometimes we settle for something when we know that we could do so much better. And the other thing was that you owe it to yourself and your community. So even if you're okay with your situation and you're complacent, and a lot of times it's not that you're happy with the situation, but you're like, okay, well, this is the best it is. This is how it's been for my family. This is how it's been for my culture. This is just how it is. And, you know, even though you're unhappy with it, you're not really doing anything to get out of that. And I felt like it's more than just us that we have to think of. It's that community, the other people. And the reason why this kind of resonated with me was because I feel like at this chapter in my life, I'm realizing that there are people who are watching what you're doing and looking to you for success and looking to you as a mentor. So, for example, you know, when kids are growing up and you start dropping words you shouldn't be using around kids, and of course those are the words that the kids pick up and they start using it too, and the parents and the adults are like, oh, you know, kids, they pick up on things so fast, they're watching you, they're picking up on what you say and what you do. Well, I feel like that's human nature. It's not just kids. I feel like even as adults, we watch each other and we watch the people around us and we pick up on what we're surrounded by. That's why I always talk about how important it is to have positive surroundings, to surround yourself with, if your mind is set on being successful or, you know, achieving success, I feel like you should surround yourself with positive people, surround yourself with hardworking go-getters, people who are like you, because what is it they say? Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. It's true, because when you're watching the other people and you're seeing them do things, you begin to pick up their habits, whether those are good habits or bad habits. So not only are children looking up to their parents, we are looking to each other as our peers and the young people out there. Young people have sort of always been a passion of mine, young leaders and young people growing up to be successful and be role models in their community. And I always find one of the biggest complaints from young people is that they didn't have someone to mentor them, or one of the big things that I hear them say that helped them get out of whatever situation they were in was that they found a mentor, an icon, someone to look up to, that they could, you know, hold on to that idea. You know, that one person made it, so I can too. You know, that one person got out of this situation, so I can too. Or, you know, that person was able to accomplish and achieve something, so I can too. So I feel like we owe it to our community to be that person that someone else can look up to and say, you know, so-and-so made it, so I can too. And I think, and I'm guilty of this myself, as I always say, when I do these chats and videos, it's not me sitting on my high horse and looking down on you guys and judging or passing judgment. This is usually me doing a self-evaluation of myself, or just sharing my learning experiences with you. So don't get angry and hang up or disconnect, whatever you do on Facebook. This is on me too, because I'm realizing that there are more people watching than you realize, and that there are people who are looking for leaders and role models who might be looking to you for an example of what success is. So one of the things that I wanted to just kind of put out there for you guys to think about are, oh, hey, Myra. Good evening. One of the things I wanted to put out there for you guys to think about is, who are your mentors and who are your role models? Just take a second and think about it. I've shared with you guys who my role models are within Avon and outside of Avon. Right now, I'm working with a group of friends, and we're doing a character study, and we're just looking at different character traits of a person and how we could apply that to our lives. But there's something within having a role model. Like, just think about it for a second and type in the chat box, hey Jessica, thanks for joining. But type in the chat box, how do you guys feel when you think about your role models and your mentor? What are the thoughts and emotions and feelings that come to mind when you hold on to that idea of a mentor? Is it good feelings or is it bad feelings when you think about a mentor? Just share in the chat box. I'm actually curious as to what you guys are, what you guys feel. When I think about my mentor, I feel encouraged, I feel motivated, I feel energized. I feel like stuff that I imagine being impossible are things that I can actually do. Alice, you make me blush. Alice said that I'm one of her role models. Actually, Alice, you are one of my role models. Miss Alice Simmons has been a President's Club member since before she was on my team. She sells over $10,000 every year easily. So I actually look up to Miss Alice. But so thank you for sharing that, Miss Alice. What else? What kind of emotions are coming to mind when you think of your mentors? Positive feelings? Negative feelings? Jessica says she feels good, she feels motivated, she feels inspired. Let's keep going with that. Let me see some more. I'm gonna have to do another call on mentors, because I feel like you guys may not have enough mentors if I'm not seeing some more good stuff in the box down below. But okay, so generally the feeling you get from your mentors are good, positive vibes. So wouldn't you want to be that cause of a good, positive vibe in someone else? Just saying. But why is it that looking to mentors motivate you? What is it about having a mentor that keeps you motivated? Miss Alice, she says that she feels motivated. So what is it about you guys, about having a mentor, that gets you motivated? Oh, thank you, Myra. That's so sweet of you. You guys are awesome. Unfortunately, this isn't class, so I have no stickers to hand out or anything as rewards for your kind comments. Thank you, Miss Myra. That's so nice. Anitra says having a mentor pushes you to go further. And it's true, because sometimes you just need to see someone do something before you can make it real for yourself. It just needs to feel more accomplishable. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Jessica Marrick says friends. Yeah, sometimes it's great to, I actually love that, because as women, I feel like we don't encourage and celebrate each other's successes enough. But Miss Jess is one of the people who are in my life that, we share that encouragement and motivation. So that's great. And we do need more of that. Yeah. So just having a friend to piggyback off of, to share ideas and motivation with. I always say, like, when you go to the gym, if you have a partner that you're working with, it's better for you to keep going, because you have someone who will encourage you to go when you don't feel like going, and just to be there with you so you could stay a little longer, push a little harder, and, persevere. So that's great, Jessica. Jess, thank you for sharing. Alice says, you get the feeling that dreams can be achieved. Yes, great thing to share, Miss Alice. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we have our dreams, and way too often there are too many people in this world who are real quick to shoot down your dreams. But by holding on to that idea, that concept, that mentor, it makes you feel like your dreams are possible. So thank you guys. That was all really great. And I'm glad we're sort of on the same page with that, because it just really is really important for you to have a mentor, to have someone that you can look up to. And it's even more important, and we owe it to pay it forward, to be that mentor for someone else. Jess says that having a mentor gives you the feeling that you can get out of your comfort zone and push. Yes. So that is great, Jessica. I love that. Getting out of your comfort zone is so big because think about it this way. Let's say you have person A. They're a mentor to person B. Person B feels like they could push further and get, ahead and do more. Person C is behind person B, watching person B. Now person C feels like they can also get ahead and do more. It uplifts the entire community. So thank you, Jessica. You helped me segue into the next part of my conversation. Totally unscripted. But yeah, being that mentor to someone else, it lifts everyone, because if everyone just strive to be a little better, worked a little harder to become more, to empower the community, the entire community comes up. All the people on your level, all the people who are like younger than you that are coming up behind you, they're watching. And every time you push and go a little further, everyone with you pushes and goes a little further as well. So it's really important to be that mentor for your community. And like I said, that just is something that stood out to me. So going back to that quote, again, your duty is to aim high in life. You owe it to yourself and to the community in which you live to set a high standard for yourself. So that setting a high standard for yourself, so they're not just talking about working hard. We work hard all the time and we stay at the same position, the same level we're in. We're not, breaking out of comfort zones. We're not breaking down barriers, not breaking down walls. We're just, you know who I'm talking about, guys. Everybody knows that person who goes to work every day, does exactly what they have to do, and doesn't do an inch, a millimeter, a second above what they're required to do. And that's not the point of what I'm saying. I'm talking about pushing and becoming more, setting that standard high and aiming for it, doing like a level up for yourself and your community. So the thing that I wanted to share with you tonight, I wanted to share 3 ideas that I had when thinking about this quote. The first thing I got when I was reading it was action. Action is key, because in all that we've been talking about setting your standards high, you have to take action steps to get there. The whole time that we've been doing this conference call, I want to say all year, but I wasn't doing live for the entire year. I was doing Facebook calls just with my team. But when you guys got into the Facebook Live calls, I have been talking about setting your action steps, setting your goals. What are you going to do each day to get yourself closer to your goal? That all comes with setting your standards high. If you set the bar up here, you want to keep doing things to get yourself up there. If you set the bar up here and it just sits there, doesn't make a difference, doesn't impact anyone, no one sees, you don't encourage anyone, you're not doing anything to empower anyone else. But by setting the bar high and physically taking action steps to get yourself closer to that every day, people will see that. I remember, it's actually happening, but again, not to toot my own horn, but lately I've had people say to me, wow, you work really hard. It's good to see that finally start to pay off. People that I didn't think gave 2 cents about what I was doing, people who I wasn't around all the time, but people who saw what I was doing enough to know that I was putting my nose to the grindstone and to know that I was working and hustling and grinding and all that stuff. And now they're coming and saying, I see what you're doing. I see that it's starting to pay off. That's great for you. So people are watching. They're watching your actions. The action steps are what make the difference. And you have to have an action plan. You have to be taking the steps daily to get there, which is what I wanted to share, which is my second thing. Every day you have a choice. Do I or don't I? Every morning when you get up, you've got 2 options, 50-50 chance. Do I get up and go and do what I need to do? Or do I lay in bed? Do I hang out? Do I chill and relax? There's nothing wrong with relaxing and recuperating and, getting that second wind, refreshing your body and your mind. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when it's, I'm just going to hang, just going to hang, just going to hang, just going to hang, hanging out. It's easy to fall in that pattern. But if your bar is here, you can't hang out down here. You need to be moving upwards. And every morning when you wake up, you have the option. Do I work, put my nose to the grindstone, do something today, regardless of how small or insignificant it seems? Just do something, because again, people are watching, and that small spark can be something that ignites something else. Or don't I? Do I just, put it off for another day? Do I just expect someone else to do it for me? Do I sit and wait until someone else does it so that I could, jump in when it's done? We have those people too, right, guys? Can I just jump in when it's done and, go from there? Am I waiting for someone else to do something for me? Am I waiting for the right time to do what I need to do to be that leader and, get on the grind? What are you waiting for? My mother always says, I always kind of hate these parts where I say my mother always says, because she's like right outside while I'm doing these calls. So I know she's out there like, yeah, she's listening. But my mom always says, don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And that used to irk me when I was younger, because I was like, I want to watch TV. But, she was right, because tomorrow's not guaranteed to you. Tomorrow, the opportunity may not be there for you. Tomorrow, the situation, the atmosphere, the potential, whatever it is that you're waiting for still might not be right. But right now, it is within your power to do something about it, to make a change. So why not just do it now when you can? Again, preaching to the choir here, because I have plenty of stuff that I need to do that I'm sometimes not doing. But how many of us are in that position where it's like, yeah, recognize it and see it, because that's the beginning of change. If you want to move forward, you have to accept where you are right now. So how many of us are in that boat where it's like, yes, there are stuff that I need to do to get me closer to my goals that I'm just not doing? Be honest with yourself and just acknowledge that. But how many of us are on that, I just want to watch TV, I just want to sleep in, I just want to Netflix and chill. Is that getting you closer to your goal? Earlier today, I was doing some writing, and I was trying to share some ideas and tips for, encouragement that I could leave for someone else. And unfortunately, it's on my phone, which I'm now streaming from. So I can't read it to you word for word, but let me see if I can bring it up. But basically, what I was saying was, you have to have that goal in mind, and you have to use that and keep that in front of you so that you can always work towards it. Let me see if I could get it for you, because it's actually pretty good. It's one of those moments where you have something and it makes sense and you're excited, like after you read it. But let's see. Okay, so what I wrote was, you have to decide what's important for you. You have to remind yourself of your goals and use them to weigh each decision. And a friend of mine told me another quote. I love quotes, right? Another friend said to me, borrow from the future. And I think I've shared that with you guys before. But right now, in the here and now, it might feel better to stay in bed and sleep the entire weekend away. It might feel better to spend a month binge watching on Netflix. It's fun stuff. It's enjoyable. But you have to borrow from the future. Get yourself to go out now. Get yourself to do something to build your business. Get yourself to share the opportunity with someone else, to share a brochure with someone else, to wear your Avon button, whatever it is. If you get yourself to do that now, let's say you get a new customer, you start building your team, you start increasing your earnings. In the future, when the bills are coming, when the tax collector is at your door, when there's an emergency, when there's an illness, God forbid, that something that you have to put money towards, you'll be looking back and saying, wow, thank God I got up and I did what I needed to do, because now I have the funds, the finances, the investment, the seeds are planted to take care of me in the future. But you have to start right now to plant those seeds. You have to decide now if you're going to or if you're not going to. And if you're not going to, you have to be prepared to face the consequences down the line. I don't like consequences. I don't even like the way the word sounds. So I want results, positive results. Consequences sounds negative. I want to see positive results. Miss Alice is agreeing with me. But you don't want to pass up an opportunity now and suffer later on. And I see that happening way too much. I see people spending and splurging out of control, buying things out of their price range and living above their means now because it's fun. It's nice to be flashy. It's cool to hang out with friends and buy bottles at the bar and make it rain and all that. And then by the end of the month, sometimes, not even talking a few years later, by the end of the month, the money's gone. And then it's like, can I hold $1? So do what you can now, borrow from the future, borrow from, look at the future and say, okay, what position do I want to be in? When you set your goals, I always ask about the big hairy goal, the big picture goal, the impossible, the Oprah goals. If you were Oprah and you had $1 million, what would you want to do? Because those are the things way, way down the line that can keep you encouraged and motivated. For me, it's wanting to own my own home. It's wanting to travel. Things like that down the line keep me motivated now. Keep me from doing that $500 or $600 shopping spree at the mall or whatever, because I know that that is money that I can invest. That is money that I can use to pay down my debt now, so that later on I'm not spending months or racking up months worth of interest. So make your decision. Are you going to? Are you not going to? What is your goal? Is your goal more important than enjoying that little moment of savoring something right now? I think, I want to say 2 years ago, it might have been longer, but one year Darren Hardy came to the Avon conference, and I always remember the example he used because I love cake. But he said, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you find that you're overweight, and it wasn't that you woke up one morning and then you had put on 300 pounds. It was the small decisions, having more calories, extra cake, one slice of cake a day, eating a whole cake a day, whatever it is. It was small decisions that accumulated into that overall decision. And if you're going to tackle that, you are going to have to make more small decisions. Are you going to go on a diet? Are you going to eat right? Are you going to exercise? Me, no. Not my shtick. But but hearing him explain it in terms of food and dieting, we get that. So it helped me understand the concept that he was saying. It's the small decisions now that affect you later on. I could eat sugar and Red Bull every day for now and enjoy it. But when I'm 60 and 80, that is going to come back and bite me. So that's what I want you to think about. What are you doing today? It may not be something too big. It may not be something horrible. But in everything you do, ask yourself, is it getting you closer to your end game, to your goal? And just keep that in mind. Just set your goals up. Set your goals, your actions to align with your goals, and use that as encouragement each and every day. Just like when you're on a budget and you have to say, okay, well, I have this amount of money. Do I need this? Or do I want to buy the thing that I don't really need and enjoy it and then suffer later from not having this? That's your decision. So that's the task that I'm going to put to you guys, to really think about what your goals are. Really think what you're going to do to achieve them and accomplish them. And also keep in the back of your head who you're influencing. Think about the people who are coming up behind you, whether they're your children, your nieces, your nephews, the kids in your neighborhood, other people that you've never met that you might become an inspiration for. And keep that in mind while you go about your day-to-day and while you set your goals. And I think that if you can have that in the back of your head, that your actions are influencing other people, because you might be okay with, bringing yourself down. I always laugh, side note, but I have friends who are smokers who recommend that other people do not smoke. They don't like the habit, or they feel bad, or they know that they're addicted and they can't quit. So I have friends who smoke that discourage other people from smoking. So if it's not enough to get yourself to work towards your goal, think about the other people who you're influencing when you do your actions. So that's my topic. That's my little thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys, and a little piece of where I am now. But let me know what you guys think, if this helps or if it doesn't help, and apply it to your life. Maybe it doesn't make sense right now. Sometimes that happens to me. I hear something and I'm like, yep, no, that's not me. And then 3 months later, I'm like, light bulb, that's what that person was talking about. File this away, put it back somewhere so you could think about it later on. But in the meantime, let me see what successes you guys are adding to the video. And I think now, for most of us, we're getting into campaign. Well, I'm actually just starting campaign 24 this week, but last week we talked about 24. So on next week's call, we will actually be talking about, I think we'll be talking about getting into more depth with increasing sales. And the following week is Thanksgiving week. So I'll keep you guys posted on whether or not we're going to have a call. We probably will. But just in case, I'll let you guys know next week. So thank you guys all for joining in and participating and sharing your success stories. You guys are doing an awesome job with your business, and I'm so happy and proud to hear that you guys are just continuing to build and finding success in accomplishing those baby steps and getting yourself closer to your overall goal. So keep doing what you're doing. We've got another week coming up. Let me hear next week what successes you're achieving, and I want to stop pulling teeth. Like, I want to start this call and have you guys just like dying to post the things that you're celebrating in the bottom in the chat box. So no more of this. What did you guys accomplish? What did you guys accomplish? Because if we're sitting here and we're feeling like we're not accomplishing something, then something is wrong. Your standard is not here. It is somewhere down here. So set those goals up here and start taking those steps to get up there and knocking them out, because every single step you take to get closer to your goal is going to be something that you can celebrate and share and use to encourage someone else. So think of it as practice in encouraging others. You're sharing down below, okay? So more positive stuff, guys, all right? Have a great week. Get out there, do amazing things, and we'll talk about it again next week. Same time, same place. Bye, guys.